Hello, it's me, a slightly uglier version of the me you met about 8 months ago. Today, I want to answer a question that no one asked me to answer. That is, what to do at a tattoo convention. So before I answer what to do, maybe you don't even know what a tattoo convention is. I mean, for some people it's probably pretty self-explanatory, but for other people, I'd say it's a tattoo convention is a place where tattoo artists, enthusiasts, and just tattooed people come together to celebrate the art of tattooing. And sometimes they have some weird side shows and people hanging on hooks around the show. The reasons I like to go to conventions is because, for one, I just love getting tattooed. One might say I'm addicted to tattooing, or obsessed, or both. But reasons you might want to go to a convention could be either to get tattooed, just to be exposed to the culture itself, supporting your local artists, or maybe your not so local artists by buying their artwork, prints, t-shirts, etc. So, one of the most important things I think you should do before going to a convention is save money and have cash on you. Regardless of getting a tattoo or not, there's a lot of things you're going to be spending money on at the show. A potential hotel if you're going for an entire weekend that's out of town. The tattoo itself, artist artwork, t-shirts, food, if you drink, taxidermy animals, also actual sideshows happening if you want to tip them, skulls. There are so many things around the show that are considered like out of the norm that you might not be able to get when you go back home. And now's your opportunity. So have cash on you at all times, but not so much to the point where you're gonna get worried about being robbed or anything, you know? Like, don't bring more than $1,000. Unless you plan on getting tattooed and spending a ton of other money. Just a helpful tip for whenever you get tattooed, clean your bed sheets. Nothing like a fresh wound on your body and going into your dirty bed. Who knows when the last time you washed it. If you're anything like me, I couldn't tell you. Actually, yeah, the last time I got tattooed. To be fair, that was Monday. No, the last time I got tattooed was Friday. But I also got tattooed Monday. The last thing you want to do is go to the store, get soft soap, have to get Aquaphor or whatever other tattoo aftercare, and then you need paper towels because you can't use regular towels because of sanitation. So just have all of those things out and ready to go. This way, once you get home or to the hotel, just wash your tattoos, go to bed. Maybe more important than bringing cash and having money is to do your research. Or I guess you could really do it during the convention, but these are a few reasons why I highly recommend doing it the second you find out there's a tattoo convention you're interested in going to. Find out if there's a tattoo artist you're absolutely in love with. Does the artist you potentially want to go to need to be pre-booked? Will they only be taking in walk-ins? Will you be able to get a custom design? Do you have to get flash? Do you want to get flash? Do you need to bring cash? Do they take cards? Do they prefer one or the other? Do you have to leave a deposit? You might have someone from San Diego. I'm in New York, by the way, so that makes sense. Is it an artist that's out of the country? There was someone from Germany at this Philly tattoo convention. So you don't know who might be there until you research it. Are prepaid tickets an option? Are you gonna go for the whole weekend? Do you only want to go for one day? There's like are there side shows that you're actually interested in? Or are they're just part of the ambiance of the convention? Tattoos are permanent, so don't just impulsively get one without knowing the artist that you're getting it from. Just because they have flash that's beautiful doesn't mean that their work on your body's going to be. And that's all for my research that I wanted to say. So you're at the tattoo convention, you're super excited, there's hundreds of tattooed people, and it just keeps getting better and better. You got your wristband on, and now you're in the convention hall, and there's aisles and aisles of your favorite artists or artists that you've never even heard of. You're gonna see everything, it's gonna be awesome. But where do you start? Personally, I go aisle to aisle. I start from the very first aisle, or sometimes I start from the very last aisle, and I work my way around. I go down every single aisle looking at portfolios and flash. But don't look at the flash until you look at the portfolio. If there's no portfolio and you love the flash, take a business card, take a sticker if they're free, or take a picture of their Instagram handle, any kind of way that you can find their online presence. If it's just some artist you found that you're like, oh my god, I love this shark lady. I want her on my body forever. Don't just get it because you found an artist that you think is cool. Go through their work, find healed pictures, find their Instagram, find their tattoos out in the wild. Are they tagged in pictures of other tattoos? But I say check it out after, and I'll explain that in a minute. Aisle to aisle, every single artist that I like, I take a business card. Every single aisle where there's an artist that I'm unsure of, but I like the flash, I take a business card. Talk to artists if you're interested, or if they just start talking to you. I mean, there's no reason to be mean if you don't want to get a tattoo. Just say you're still looking. Wait till you get to the end. If you fall in love with an artist, book them as soon as you can. I look at every single booth that I can get to. Sometimes they're just so crowded you have to move on, which is why I like that I go for multiple days, because by the last day, you'll finally have seen every single artist. The last convention I went to, the last hour I was at that convention, I found a tattoo artist from San Diego who had just beautiful work, but it was too late. Couldn't find him, couldn't book him, and I had already gotten a tattoo, so I probably shouldn't have gotten another one. Will I ever see that guy again? Will I ever be in San Diego? I don't know. So I just missed out on a really awesome artist. I didn't do enough research. It was just too crowded and I wasn't persistent enough. Don't bother with flash until you've seen their portfolio. So much flash is in an American traditional style when that artist might be a photorealistic artist, or maybe they're black and gray, and then they end up not looking like what you thought they were gonna look, and now you hate them. Reasons that artists might not have a portfolio out could be because they're fully booked already, they're super popular, you probably already knew their name, maybe they were on Ink Master, maybe they're really Instagram famous, whatever the reason, they feel like they don't need a portfolio out, which is fair enough. You can still look at their Instagram. Some don't have portfolios because they just haven't done any tattoos. So, you've gone through every single artist. You maybe have gotten a tattoo. But regardless, your first day of the convention is over. You have all of these business cards and you have all of these pictures that you need to go through. Do you even like these artists? You have no idea because you never saw their work before. Go through all of your cards. If you're anything like me, make it a game. Me and my boyfriend, we threw all the cards on the table at Friendly's and we picked which ones we thought were going to be really awesome. We picked which ones we thought were going to be super terrible. And when we were done, we compared them and we had a good laugh at it. And we compared their business cards to their work and blah, blah, blah. Go on Instagram, go on all their pages, and decide, are these people you want to pursue? If they are people you really want to pursue, start following them. And now, after you follow them, compare them to other artists that you've loved in the past. This happens to me where I find my taste gets skewed from looking at so many artists that either I don't love or I just don't like their style or whatever the case. I just find that my taste almost goes down when I've seen so many artists. So compare the ones that you think you love to artists that you know you love. compare their work. Are they just as vibrant? Are they just as blended? Are they just as soft? Whatever it is that you love about tattoos, do these tattoos compare to the ones you normally like? If you love those artists, consider emailing them. If it's available, DM them. I don't necessarily recommend that, but if they have it in their bio, then DM them. Most artists don't like that, but email them, text them, whatever kind of communication you can have with them. See if you can book them for the next day if you're really interested in them, or find out if they're local. If it's somebody that you can never get tattooed by again, maybe consider jumping on that. Don't feel like you have to get tattooed by somebody who's out of the country or just a really far state away. Don't get tattooed by people just for the sake of getting tattooed by somebody that was on a TV show or that someone who's famous on Instagram. Like, don't get tattooed by Nico Hurtado just because he's Nico Hurtado. He has the most beautiful photorealism I've ever seen on skin. But don't get tattooed from him if you have all American traditional tattoos and you want to keep that up. You know, don't just get tattooed by somebody who's famous just for the sake of saying you have a famous person's tattoo on your body. Plan what you're gonna wear before a convention. Wear comfortable things. Wear comfortable shoes. Seriously. Don't just dress cute because you're at a convention or whatever and you want to look a certain way. Wear sensible shoes. Your feet will thank you. It's usually a concrete floor, and it's pretty harsh on your feet if you've been standing or walking around all day. I certainly regretted not wearing comfy shoes the first day of the most recent convention I went to. Second day, wore sneakers and sweatpants. It was great. But wear sensible clothes or bring a change of clothes. Personally, I usually just bring a t-shirt and some pants that I could potentially roll up. If I wear skinny jeans, I'll bring a pair of shorts with me. I bring a tank top with me. They're small enough where I could just roll them up and throw them in my backpack. Just dress comfy. Dress comfy and dress in a way that you could get tattooed if need be. If you want to get a back piece, if you want, which I don't recommend at a convention, but say you want to get a tattoo on your back, don't wear a dress. If you need to get to your back, maybe bring a button-down shirt so you could have it in front of you and have the buttons on your back, and so that your back could be available and open. You know, if you're gonna get an upper thigh tattoo, bring shorts. Don't not wear underwear. If you're gonna get a foot tattoo, I did this at a convention. If you're gonna get a foot tattoo, bring something that exposes your foot. Don't bring flip-flops because those might tear your feet apart. But I brought moccasins. Even that might not have been the best idea. The fuzzy bits from the inside of the moccasins ended up sticking to my tattoo, and boy oh boy did that hurt when I took it off. But if you get wrapped up nicely, you might not experience that. But definitely wear shoes that could stretch to the potential swelling. Bring clothes that could also stretch to potential swelling. Don't wear constricting pants. Like, don't wear skinny jeans. Don't wear skinny jeans. Don't wear a long sleeve shirt that's super tight. Don't bring stuff that you're super sensitive about either. Like, don't bring designer clothing with you. What if you get ink stains on them? Whether you're getting tattooed or not, you know, things might happen. You might be too close to someone hanging on a hook, get their blood on you, you know? So, now I'm going to talk about my personal experience of conventions. I've been to quite a few conventions. I'm by no means an expert. Don't take everything I say to heart, or anything I say to heart for that matter. If you think everything I say is stupid, disregard. Throw them in the trash. I'm trash. We're all trash. All the conventions I've been to, with the exception of one, have been really great. They've all had really amazing artists. Some of them more amazing than others. There are so many different conventions you can go to. Some local, some a few states away but still driving distance, some a train's distance, whatever the case. So there's a few different types of conventions you can go to. You can go to a convention that's kind of like a free-for-all convention where you have piercers, you have tattoo artists, and all you have to do to be there is pay. You don't even necessarily need to be either one of those. You could just have a tattoo removal booth. You could sell jewelry. You know, it's usually just like alternative fashion type things. Like I've gotten like well-fitted dresses at a tattoo convention before. So you might, like I said before, you might get someone who's only been tattooing for a couple of months, maybe a year or two, and you also might have tattoo artists that have been tattooing for 10 years. Those people will probably be booked in this kind of situation. And then you have conventions that are invite only. It doesn't mean you have to be invited as a guest, but as a tattoo artist or as a vendor, you have to be invited or accepted to be there. One of the many reasons I love going to conventions is kind of because they're cheaper. Tattoo artists pay to be there up front, so usually their first or second tattoo just pays for them to be there, and the rest of it, they're just pocketing the money. When a tattoo artist is in a shop, a huge chunk of what you're paying for that tattoo isn't actually going to your artist. And so a convention is an awesome opportunity to just get to know that artist without the hindrance of a shop. And you get to give whatever you can to that artist. So these are tattoos that I've gotten at conventions, and the first one was on my sternum, and it was a walk-in or walk-up tattoo. The second tattoo, and this was pre-booked, and I'm not even going to bother trying to show you, but it was on my foot, and it was a stingray that I got from an artist that I've been going to for a while, who I love, and I've had multiple tattoos from them. And then I actually went back to the guy who did my sternum to do my back. This next tattoo was a walk-up tattoo. I got tattooed, my boyfriend got tattooed, and actually this last convention I got tattooed from him again. But this was a flash tattoo. Last, but certainly not least, but actually my smallest tattoo is this one. And it's very crusty right now. Thank you for listening to my unprofessional advice about tattoo conventions. Don't subscribe, because who knows the next time I'm going to make another video. But thanks for listening.